Hello, leaders of the world. Welcome to Spread Love in Organizations, a podcast for purpose-driven healthcare leaders striving to make life better around the world by leading their teams with genuine care, servant leadership, and love. I'm Naji, joined by Dr. Bogdana Coudsy, Vice President, Head of Global Medical Franchise for Vaccines, specifically at Sanofi-Pasteur. A medical doctor by training and pharmaceutical marketer by trade, Bogdana has an impressive resume and career. She's held consequential leadership roles across the globe at Johnson & Johnson, Procter Gamble, and now leading the Medical Team of Influenza franchise at Sanofi-Pasteur as a leader and expert in vaccines and immunology. She makes a daily population-level impact on public health on the front end these days. And I can go on, but I'm eager to hear it all from her. Bogdana, can't thank you enough for your time and for being with me today.
Thank you, Naji. It's a real pleasure being with you and being able to add my voice to your collection of inspiring leaders.
Let's start with your story, with your personal story, Bogdana, to hear all that you will give us. I always like to start with amazing leaders like you by, if you can tell us a little bit what's in between the line of your impressive resume, of your career, who you are as a person and what brought you to where you are today.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, what I can say. I would say just that I'm a normal person, a person with a purpose in life that is not different from what other people are having. I think I always wanted to make the difference, to bring my contribution for a greater purpose, to impact positively the life of people around me. So maybe I build this in a different way than other people, because I started with a profession looking to help patients one at a time. But finally, it felt maybe it was not enough. So I did not follow my initial scenario, and I wanted something different, a job that was giving me the possibility to contribute, not a patient at the time, but a group of patients and even population. And so entering in the pharma industry was an evidence for me. And I started my career having a vision, this vision and an ambition, but not really a plan, because I was not knowing exactly where this path will bring me. So as many people, I build a career step by step, following this purpose, following the opportunity to grow and to learn in my career. And I worked in big companies in different roles that each of them brought me a lot of learning opportunities, satisfactions, but especially I would say through encounters with people that counted for me and still count for me. And I would say that finally my leadership journey was very much influenced by the people I met. And it's really something that I consider as luck. I had a lot of luck to meet great leaders, amazing people that inspired and that motivated me. And I can say that I followed their path while trying to build mine and to learn to manage and to become a leader myself. And again, the fact that I had opportunities in the career and I was building on this, I think was the key success factor here. I had the opportunity to manage people, and I discovered that I like that very much. I like developing young talents and helping at their turn to find their path. And this is giving me a lot of satisfaction and also a lot of positive energy that I would say is fueling my tank in order to continue this leadership journey.
Yeah, with all that you have to do, especially these days, running the vaccine franchise for Sanofi-Pasteur, specifically respiratory influenza, I'm sure you have tons of things to do and inspire people. And what a better way. I love how you framed it, from one patient at a time to now impacting the population and being part of the public health. How would you, if we take this as you're a purpose-driven person and you were, as a physician, helping patients immediately, how are you driving this purpose across your team, making sure that you were telling me you were in a meeting with 5,000 people just before we were together today. How do you drive this passion for patients in their day-to-day jobs, where sometimes it might be challenging? We forget this big picture and the noble purpose that we have in the healthcare industry.
Yeah, it's a very, very good question. I think that we don't have to forget that the companies are made by people, and all these people are having a purpose. And very often in the pharma industry, there are a lot of people with the same purpose that are searching to impact in a positive way the life of patients, the life of population. So finally, you are building on the same common values. And when you are considering the different activities, the different clinical trials that we are wishing to build, the different, I would say, aspects of a better care for people, that is at the core of everything we are doing, I would say everything is based on this desire to bring a better health for the people around us. And I would say it's really easy to speak about this with the different colleagues from the different functions, because we are having this profound belief and sense of purpose that we are doing our job for that, bringing new medicines or new vaccines to the populations that are needing it, having a way to check, I would say, also to do a research to be sure all the time that what we are bringing to the markets as pharma industry is really well used and it's in favor of the people that are using it. I think it's at the core of everything we are doing in the different departments. So I would say it's not difficult to be a physician in pharma industry, because very often we are speaking the same language between the different departments, between the R&D, with our colleagues from regulatory, etc., pharmacovigilance, but also the others in marketing, etc. Because at the end, we are all concerned about the patient, and we want to do what is the best. So I found my place quite rapidly when I entered.
And you said it beautifully, right? Like sharing the same values and then being committed to the same purpose of helping patients live better is how you're uniting the teams cross-functionally towards it. And Bogdana, I can't but ask you the question with the pandemic. Like, you're in the vaccines, I imagine you and your team are relentlessly working to take the population and all of us out of this pandemic and what's going on. Without going into the details of what you're doing, but I'd love to have the learning, how you're driving those teams. Obviously, the purpose here is even bigger. Like, it's palpable. They can feel it, live it every day, with ups and downs. I imagine also there's the complexity of when the vaccine is out, the resilience that you have to build as you are building the different programs. Is there any major learning that you had working in such a crucial team in a crucial time, I would say, for humanity? Is there any specific learning that you had?
A lot of learnings, I would say, really, and I think that this is unprecedented era to live in. And while working in vaccines, I would say as a medical professional, you are feeling that you are having double responsibility. Everybody was feeling frustrated when this pandemic started and expanded so much. We were frustrated not to find a rapid solution, because everybody was thinking that with the level of the technological level that we are having today, it will be rapidly possible to find a solution, at least for several aspects. And we learn finally that we were not prepared really to face this kind of situation. So even if in the biggest countries you are having organizations that are looking to the pandemic preparedness, it was more a theoretic model that the people were taking, and when this is happening in real life, you understand that it's so complex, that there are several very important aspects that you need to master, that finally, it's not possible to have a very rapid response. And I'm still very inspired by what happened in front of this threat. The fact that the big pharma started to create partnerships and alliances with the academia, that we had this really strong positive dynamic and energy that was put it together in order to describe the virus rapidly, to find solutions, what are the antigens that will be needed to be used in the vaccine. A lot of exchanges between on the scientific topics between the different partners and that are influencing the ecosystem that it's around all the infectious diseases, including the pharma companies. And for me, this was a very good sign to show that when there is a major threat for the humanity, we find the power to go in the same direction, to have a convergent vision, to go on the same, over the same purpose. Whatever, if you are a physician working in a hospital, or a healthcare professional taking care of these people, also happy to give feedback and to inform what worked, what didn't work. As in the beginning, we're not having any protocol. Nobody was knowing how to manage these patients. So that was the second frustration, I would say, where as physician, you want to go there, you want to go to hospital and to help people. And sometimes it's quite frustrating to say, okay, you have to accept that there are processes for the development of new drugs, new vaccines, and this is taking time. And at the same time, to manage this impatience and this need to do something rapidly, to be part of the solution for this pandemic.
Yeah.
And I would say on the other hand, when you are looking to the situation as leader of a team, as manager of the team, there is, I would say, a third aspect of all this frustration that it's arriving, is that the people are wishing, to continue to produce value, to bring their contribution to all this. But with the social distancing and the fact that we are not really having, I would say, the reflex to work at distance for long time, like it happened now, months and months not to see each other, is creating a burden on, I would say, really the well-being, the psychological well-being of people, because they are having the frustration. They want to do a lot of things very fast to contribute more, and at the same time to be far away from the others and to have to accept this kind of engagement with the others only via telephone or via Zoom meetings. So that's another aspect that I had to manage, and I was trying to add even more humanity and even warmer words and kindness to my team in the exchanges we were having also moments where we were speaking person to person, not only about the job, our activities, what we have to do and how to track that, but also about how you are doing, how your family is doing. Let's have a moment together to laugh, to take things less seriously, because it's important, all this, in order to continue to have this relation and to continue to build on the trust.
It unfortunately took us a terrible pandemic, right, to get back to the human side of us at work as human beings. And what you're saying is definitely one of the key pieces for us all as leaders. And well, what you lived even on the front line as vaccines is really great to hear, right? Like the collaboration, how healthcare overall, as pharma, regulators, patients, physicians, we tried at least to stand all together to bring a solution for humanity. So Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience with this, Bogdana. And if we talk about this leadership in this specific moment, you talked about kindness. You talked about how you're building relation virtually with your people, even at an individual basis. And I imagine for you, even more as you're kind of on the front line of the vaccines, the pressure you're getting not only internally, everyone is looking at you, like all the companies, the government. Sanofi is a French company. Like we heard how many times even the president was talking about it. So well, I'm interested in twofolds. First, you personally as leading this team, how did you manage this? How did you get the energy for yourself, making sure that you take care of yourself, you're kind to yourself, and then how you manage to get this kindness to your team? Looking backwards and forward, I don't think those pressures stopped for you. So would love to hear this.
Yeah, it's a very good question. So I would say, first of all, for me, people are counting very much. So as I was saying, this sense of purpose for me is what is driving me in all situations. And I care about people. So when I know very well that all this situation is not easy to manage. Having my teams working in teleworking from home with small children, not having a space for them to work, or we were looking also from that point of view how we can support them better. And for me, it was really the challenge was to mix between my role as manager and my role as leader. Because to explain a little bit, first of all, as we are having a commitment, a public health commitment to deliver what was needed, in terms of vaccines, everything around, and the development that the program of development that we are running, it was important at the same time to check that the people can continue to work in an effective way. So this is the management part, to say that you organize the work differently in order to allow to people to continue to create value and to contribute to these objectives that we are having in terms of vaccine development, clinical studies, communication, etc. But at the same time, I was needing also to balance with my leadership role, giving to people also moments where they were able to share, to say, yeah, it's tough, it's a complex situation. It's not only about delivering, but it's also about how best to cope with this situation as people, in order to stay in good health, in order to stay motivated, and to be able to continue to produce value for our company, because the purpose is so important. As you were saying, the responsibility is so high, plus the visibility is so high that you cannot miss your target. You cannot do your work only at 50%, because it's having a lot of consequences and you cannot afford that. So, having a balance between these two roles, continuing to lead people, to inspire them, to show the direction, even if sometimes was hard. We were having to keep the people engaged and motivated, but at the same time to recognize, to acknowledge that it's hard for everybody to be able to organize their work life in order to allow a personal life. For me, it was very important. And again, I'm coming back to people are counting very much. I have a style of management that I think it's based on good sense and a lot on empathy. And I'm thinking about what the person in front of me is experiencing, and having, all the time this in mind in terms of how we do things, and how we can support and have all the environment allowing them to organize themselves better, for example, to deliver the work that they were needing, having hours, for example, to let them have lunch with their families, to take care of small kids, etc. So this is not something that in the, I would say, normal conditions, a leader is putting, as a high priority. But for me, it was, because it's really so important to be able to keep our teams motivated and in good shape, psychologically and physically, that it's really, you cannot miss that as manager. Yeah. It's really, really important.
Yeah, and the first sentence you said was, "I care about people." I think it's really, we feel it as you're talking, right? Like this balance of leadership, management. I know you are also. I had the opportunity and chance to work with you for some time, and it's you have it. We feel it. You care for people, and as you said, like, this is how you drove it, and this is obviously what's getting this balance and the results in your organization, right? And keeping you move forward.
Absolutely. And I have the chance to work in an organization where, this type of leadership and I would say possibility to shape your leadership in a personal, authentic way, it's allowed. Because I think that this is important. I don't have a lot of experience of other industries and how this can happen in other companies. But I think that in pharma companies, as we are having this important purpose of human health and supporting human health first, I think also that there is more sensibility in terms of also of senior management to allow to people to bring this kind of management that is really influenced by the humanity, by the empathy, and where you are driving people in a direction that is, really following the better good, the good of, I would say, the impact, the positive impact on the society, and being kind the ones with the others, especially in periods like this one. For me, it was the only way. And working in a company that is allowing this was very important, because you need in the same time to feel this support from your management that, it's not considered that it's a weakness, but it's considered that it's a strength, because you ensure that the people you're having in the team, are continuing to live, the life of most normal possible, and to continue to be able to focus also in the work that is very important.
Yeah, and that's a crucial point. And as you said, it's a strength and not a weakness. And I think the fact that you're saying it spontaneously, because many times we heard around genuine care, or, I call it spread love, right? Which is really genuinely caring for one another and being here for one another. Many times you would hear, okay, yeah, this is the soft things, right? Like, it's not what will work. Where in fact, what I'm hearing from you and my personal beliefs is this is the core of how we make sure that we're driving our shared purpose. We're driving our people towards a bigger why, and it will bring amazing results. And again, you gave this concrete example in moment of crisis where the world needs you most. The first thing you said, I care about people, and I've been leading people with genuine care for you to be able to deliver as a team on what the world is expecting from you.
Very important moment, and I hope that after the pandemic will be controlled, we will still consider this kind of management more and more, and this kind of leadership, allowing to spread it more, because unfortunately it's not in the majority of the minds of leaders. There are some people that are, not yet considering that this is maybe, for me, it will be for sure the way in the future we will be able to mixed generation, to work with millennials, to be able to, in the same time, to work with seniors, because at the end, what we are having in common are our values and our humanity. Wow. So yeah, from my side, I really, really hope, and I'm very optimistic about this, that there are profound changes in our society, but also in the way we are considering the leadership in the future, that this will change. And I think this authentic leadership will, based on kindness and recognition of the human being needs, because for me that's a need. Having that kind of approach, it's really important. So I think that this will be the future. You tell me if you are having the same vision.
I definitely am, and it's really the core of why this podcast even started and exists. It's really this. I have the vision, and I'm committed, like you, as a leader, to make sure that we're changing the way we lead people and we manage with humanity and care, as you said, for a bigger purpose. So I would love to play a game with you now, Bogdana.
Okay.
What I will do is saying one or two words, and I want your top of mind thought that would come. Sounds good?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So the first word, women in leadership.
Wow, women in leadership. Wow, for me, this have to be synonym in the future. I think that it's something that we need to support to have more female leader. This is a lot of articles, a lot of books were written on this topic, but I'm convinced that this is something that will happen, and I'm really a support for the young female leaders that I'm having in my team and in my organization, to help them to arrive, these future leaders, to arrive to become a true leader recognized in the organization. And I think that it's also part of the responsibility for a professional like me that have already quite a solid experience behind, that it's a responsibility to help the future female talents to arrive to leadership positions.
Totally agree. And yeah, each of us, as men leader, being sure that we're advocating for women and women in leadership. I love how you framed it, synonyms. What about the word digital? I know you're passionate about this.
Yes, digital for me, it's a chance. I think that it was a real chance for all of us, that the digital channels of communication were developed already, that the internet and this connection was existing, because I can even not imagine what would be a pandemic like this without being able to connect at all, to have the all the tools that are needed in order to continue to interact, to exchange with people. So yeah, it's a chance. We now need to take advantage of the revolution that this pandemic brought in the same time, in terms of digitalization, the interest of the companies, and also the way we are considering the digital channels. I think that the progress will arrive thanks to the digitalization. So let's look to the future. I'm convinced that we will learn a lot from this pandemic period, and we'll continue to build on this. When I'm looking to the importance that took telemedicine, for example, and how important it was when the people were in the first wave of pandemic, and we were having lockdowns everywhere. Being able to have physicians that consulted in teleworking and doing, telemedicine was really critical. It was the only way to have a medical support sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's one of the aspects, but there are so many that I will not take the time to go in all this, but I would say is the one that for me, I think it was for some people, it was life-changing.
Yeah. Yeah. The third word is Red Queen.
Red Queen?
Yeah, I saw something mentioning Red Queen in your studies, and you're on top of all you have. You're currently You're currently studying, which is again amazing. So I read Red Queen, and I'm intrigued to hear it from you.
Yes, it's it's I would say my metaphor of the year. In fact, indeed, I'm following an executive MBA here in Paris, and I have a very inspiring professor that is called Jeremy Guess, and he shared with us this metaphor of the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland, where this Alice was wishing to meet the Red Queen, but the Red Queen was moving so fast that Alice was seeing her on the right and she was running there, but the Queen was already going in another direction in the left. And when Alice was arriving in the first place, she was finding that the Queen is already not there, but she already moved. And for me, this metaphor is really important. Why? Because it's showing, how important it is to adapt to the environment. The only way for Alice to catch and to speak to the Red Queen was to anticipate and to look not what will be her next direction, her next step, but the one after. And to be all the time, open to listen from the environment and to understand, to try to interpret what is happening in order to stay on the top. Because otherwise, if you don't change at the right speed, you are staying behind. And this is, for me, really, really showing how is the current period with the pandemic, with the amount of scientific information, for example, that it's existing, with with everything that's happening, that it's really a metaphor that is showing how important it is to adapt, to anticipate, and to be in change, to embrace the change, and to try to anticipate, not the next move, but the one after. And this can be applicable for a lot of things, career, science, whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll definitely remember it, Red Queen. The last word: spread love in organizations.
Maybe in some organization this is antinomic. I think that for the moment, I would say it's rare to speak about love in the organization, because love is more having a link with the personal life, and where you are opening yourself to say what you love. I love arts. I love theater. I'm a person that is accepting emotions and building on all this, and having I would say this soft part on us that is more exposed in personal life than in the organizations. So I think that for the moment, in a lot of organizations, it's not something that you can say that it's a concept that is not existing yet, but I would like very much to support, as you are doing today, to have this concept spreading around, and having this soft part in us, accepted even at work. This is the way I'm interpreting it when we are speaking about this, is that to accept, and for the leaders and for the employees, that we are all having the soft parts in us, that everything related to our emotions and this and our, in general, the sentiments that we are having, and this is part of human beings that we are. So this have to be integrated with the work, in order not to deny at work what is the most beautiful in human being.
With this, I'd love to hear from you what you will be taking. You talked about genuine care. We just shared about how you perceive spread love, which is between genuine care, emotions, hearing about the human side of us, and being us at work. How will you continue, as you're continuing this journey with vaccines and done still to be done? How would you continue this in your organization, leading them and impacting them specifically from a genuine care standpoint?
Yeah. Yes, I will say I will especially continue what I started to do. Continue to show to my team empathy and understanding. I hope that I will be able to find the words that are resonating for them, for the people, in order to feel that it's a real it's a real care. I really care what is happening with them. I really care, and I wish to help. When I want to bring this message inside is that we are stronger together, and it's not a political slogan. It's something that we have to accept and to make it a strength, accepting that we are needing to connect the ones with the others, to spend time in just chit-chatting, just give a call to a person, even if you are having full of meetings. Organize your time to have also real exchanges about how you are doing genuinely, what is happening in your country, what is happening in your environment, how you are coping with the lockdowns. Being able to have this kind of mix between I was saying delivering on the work and everything that it's expecting, and speaking from human to human about the emotion, about what is difficult to face. For me, it's important. So I hope really as leader that I can find the right words in order to give this message to my teams without being lame and without having the impression that it's more politics that anything.
Yeah, no, you're authentic and inspiring, Bogdana. So it comes with authenticity. I think this is the main difference, from feeling it's not genuine or it's not politic. You talked about leaders who inspire you, and also a professor who inspired you. Any specific leader or even a book potentially that you read recently that inspired you during those times and that you would recommend to our audience?
Oh yes, there are a lot of good books and articles about management, about leadership that inspired me. So I will maybe mention one that I think that everybody already have this book, but anyway, it's the Herminia Ibarra's book, Think as a Leader, Act as a Leader. For me, this book and even his title became, after I bought this book and I read it, it became not only my motto, but also my everyday objectives. My everyday objective, because what I want to do and to continue to build is a leadership that will allow me to continue my purpose and have more impact, even more impact that now, continue to grow in my career, continue to grow as a leader, and bringing this kind of leadership to be more recognized. So for me, this book that was that I had a chance to read was like an eye-opener. Regarding inspiring people, there are a lot now. As I'm doing this executive MBA, I'm having also the chance to meet very, very interesting personalities and very clever people that are inspiring the others. And the Professor Jeremy Guez is one of them. But I would say at the last but not least, I have an amazing manager at work. A woman leader that I think shaped what I am today, because I'm working now with her for more than 3 years. And I think that the fact that she's trusting me and having the same values and the same, giving the same support for this leadership that is authentic and human, let me arrive at this stage where I consider myself a better leader than I was 3 years ago.
Wow. With this, do you have any final word of wisdom for the leaders in healthcare around the world?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, trust yourself. And in same time, try to find around you role models. For me, it was very helpful to find role models, people that are inspiring you for this or that reason, and learn from these people, and be open to taking what is good in people. Everybody is having something good and something you can learn from them, not only from the big inspiring leader, but also from your colleagues, from also from your teams. And I have, I would say, the luck to have an extraordinary team that I had to leave in order to go now on a new job. But everything that I experienced with my colleagues, with my team, brought me where I'm here, where I'm now, at a level where I found that I was inspired by all these people, and I learned from them, and I'm wishing to continue to learn from the other people that I will meet, and to continue to inspire and to bring, I would say, again, a positive dynamic, and my contribution for a better society, a better health, and this is what I would say to the young manager: trust yourself, and don't forget to be authentic, to be the real you, to be in line with your values, because it's the only way this can function.
Thank you so much, Bogdana, again, for being with me today. Finding the time between studies, work, during a pandemic where your teams are relentlessly working to help us get out of it, and sharing your story for us all to continue leading with genuine care, with love for better healthcare around the world. Thank you all for tuning in today. Follow our podcast for more inspiring stories from global leaders in healthcare. Let's stay connected on SpreadLoveIO.com, Apple, Google, or Spotify. And most importantly, spread love in your organizations and spread the word around you to inspire others and amplify this movement our world so desperately needs.